What's up guys, BucklingOne here and welcome to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to improve your KD in Black Ops, or at least how to die less and get more kills is probably the best way to explain this. Now, to me, I just want to preface the video by saying this, that to me KD does not really mean an awful lot. Sometimes good players would have quite a good KD, but other times it could be that an indicator that someone is just a camper who just likes to sit in corners or sit on the objective and not really play the game properly. So to me, KD isn't an overall indicator of how good a player is. I also take into account score per minute as well. I think that's a way better reflection on how good a player is by the score per minute that they actually get. Win-loss ratio as well is something that can be factored into a decision on, quote, how good a player is, end quote. But overall, I mean, KD is not important, but it is quite important in order to be able to get kills, get kill streaks and things like that. So this video is aimed at those people who are maybe new to the game, or maybe have been playing the game for a while but are struggling to get good kill streaks going and just have better games, because I know what it's like when you're going negative all the time with a negative KD. Say you get like 6 kills and 15 deaths or something, you know, it can be upsetting and it can be depressing at times, and there's nothing better than when you finish a map and you end up with something like, I don't know, 20 kills and 4 deaths, or 30 kills and 5 deaths, something like that. It's a really good feeling, and I want everybody to be able to experience that at some stage. So we're going to go through a number of tips. Now, these tips can be applied to pretty much any game mode. They will suit some game modes more than others, but you can apply this to just your general gameplay, your overall gameplay, and I promise you, you will start to see results if you follow the tips in this video. So first and foremost, tip number 1. Pick cover and move from cover to cover on the map. This is incredibly important. Black Ops 3 probably has the most cover on maps than any other COD whatsoever, so you have to make sure that you use it wisely. I mean, there's literally so many little boxes and pieces of clutter on the map that you can hide around, or, you know, some of them are quite good head glitches as well, which we'll talk about in another video. But there's so much cover on the maps that you should be using it, and you should be thinking ahead as well. You should be going to one cover and you should always be one step ahead. What cover am I going to go to next? Where am I going to go? What am I going to hide behind? Because at the end of the day, and this might be very obvious, the less parts of your body that you have exposed, the harder it is for you to be killed. It's as simple as that. And you need to use this cover, especially if you're in a firefight. You need to take a quick second, just chill out for a minute, recover your health. Cover is going to be your best friend. So my number 1 tip, pick cover, be smart, and always make sure that you have cover in front of you. Second tip is stick to the edges of the map. The edges of the map are less high traffic areas, and most people just run down the middle lane, the middle channel. That's where the most activity is generally on a map. It's either where the objective points are. Say in domination, B is always in the right in the middle of the map. So that's where all the busyness is going to be. That's where everyone is going to be there. And in the middle of the map, there's probably about 10 different directions where you can get shot from, because you have that circle around you when you're in the middle where you can be shot from pretty much anywhere. If you're on the edge of the map, however, all you have is in front of you, behind you, and the area that's to either the right or the left of you where you're on the edge of the map. So that's only a couple of directions you can get shot from. A lot better than being in the middle. So always stick to the edges of the map. You can digress from this a little bit, but just make sure that you don't go into the middle of the map too often. If you want to get a cheeky kill or two, you can creep your way to the edge of the middle, I suppose, and then run back out to the edges. But definitely stick to the edges of the map. Tip 3 is don't run around aimlessly. I know this might sound pretty self-explanatory, but the amount of players that I see just running around, literally just running around the map, running around aimlessly, just looking for kills. I mean, just don't do it. You're asking for trouble if you do this. You're such an easy target if you run around aimlessly. Always move with purpose and make sure you know where you want to go next. It's as simple as that. You need to be always thinking, as I said earlier, think ahead. Think where you're going to go, where you're going to go after that. Always make sure you move with purpose and you know where you want to go. Tip 4, don't chase kills and don't chase after enemies. This kind of goes hand in hand with the last tip, but I just felt I should mention it as well. If you see someone and he's too far away, or if you get one hit marker on him, don't chase after him, because one, if you chase after him, you're going to go around a corner and he's going to be sitting there waiting for you and he's going to kill you. As well, if you chase someone into the middle, again, you're going to be exposed to any direction, and there could be more people around waiting to kill you as well. So just be patient, and I promise you will survive longer and you will get more kills this way as well. Trust me, just don't go chasing those kills. Next is tip 5. This is probably, for me, this is just so important. The amount of times you die from not doing this is incredible, and that is check your corners. Always, 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 when you're going into a room, a corridor, anywhere whatsoever, check your corners, because 9 times out of 10, probably not 9 times out of 10, but a good amount of times, there's going to be someone sitting in that corner just waiting for someone like you to run around the corner, and they're going to pick you off and get an easy kill. Always, always check your corners. If possible, pre-aim and aim around the corner or jump around the corner is what my next point is going to be as well. But always, always check your corners. Make sure you're checking those corners, because it's so frustrating when you die from someone camping in a corner when you could have easily just pre-aimed around the corner and been ready to shoot straight away. So moving on from that tip number 6 is jumping around corners. Jumping around corners is always so effective. Someone is sat there in a corner, they're pre-aiming at an area where they think your body is going to be. It's not going to be up high. If you jump around a corner, pretty much the vast majority of your body is actually going to be above their sights, and they're going to have to aim up to get you, and you're going to catch them off guard. Simple as. And when you catch someone off guard, they start to panic shoot, they're all over the place, and you have the advantage because you can jump around the corner and you can be aiming in the direction you want to aim in when you are jumping around the corner. It is so effective. I really do recommend that you try and test out jumping around corners. You'll see the results. Moving on from jumping as well, tip number 7 is use wall runs whenever you can. Again, this kind of links in with the last tip. Not a lot of people use the wall runs. I just see people sticking to the ground on the map so many times. And in previous CODs that was fine because you couldn't wall run. In this COD you can wall run, you can boost jump. So take advantage of it. You're going to catch people off guard. Again, if you're above them, they're not expecting you to be above them, and they'll have to take a little bit of time to aim at you on the wall. Whereas you're above them, you have a height advantage on them as well. You can jump over them even and turn around and shoot them. The possibilities are great for when you're using these wall runs. Plus, it means you move around the map a bit quicker as well, which can be useful if you're trying to get into an advantageous position. Wall run. Just wall run whenever you can, and trust me, it will help. Next tip sounds a bit counterintuitive, I suppose, but we'll go with it anyway. Tip number 8. Expect to die. And I seriously really do mean that. Expect to die. More than likely you're probably going to die in a game. That's a given. But how you react to that is absolutely crucial. You have to not get frustrated. You cannot get frustrated if you're dying. Because if you do, it'll make you play irrationally and you'll end up playing sloppy. And that's when you're going to start dying more and more, and you get into this aggressive circle then where you're getting more and more frustrated. You end up playing more and more sloppy, and it's just something that you just don't want to do. If you die, just take a couple of seconds, take a breather, just relax and be like, okay, I died, whatever, fair enough, I'm going to get back into this now, get back to the strategies, and just be calm. You don't want to get frustrated, because at the end of the day, this is a game. And I can understand it can be quite frustrating at times, but you have to remember at the end of the day, it's just a game. And you can literally put down the controller and walk away. If you're getting too frustrated, why not? Give yourself 10-15 minutes break and come back, and you'll be more set and ready and focused to play. Tip number 9. If you're in a gunfight, a one-on-one gunfight, and you know you're going to lose this fight, you know that he has the advantage on you. You might be using an SMG at a range where an assault rifle is better, and someone is using an assault rifle and they're shooting at you. Turn and run away. Literally run away, slide away, do whatever you have to do. Get behind cover and run away. And that will save you time and time again. There is absolutely no shame in running away from a fight. It means that you're going to save yourself, you can recover your health, you can get into a position again, you'll save your score streaks as well, but it means then that you can calm down a bit as well, and you can get better prepared. If that enemy does happen to chase you, then you'll be more prepared to take that enemy on at a range which is way more comfortable for you. So definitely, again, no shame whatsoever in running away from a gunfight if you know you're not going to win. And lastly, my last tip, use your minimap. I mean, always be checking your minimap. People are shooting guns, the vast majority of people are using unsuppressed guns, and they give away the enemy positions. You'll see it on the minimap, they're little orange dots. I mean, that's such a good indicator as to where the enemy is, roughly. You want to keep an eye on that, you want to know where they are. Thrust jumps as well, if your enemies are doing thrust jumps, that shows up on the minimap. Just always keep an eye on the minimap and be aware of where your enemies are. Again, it goes without saying, you have a UAV. I mean, I'm sure everyone uses the minimap when the UAV is up, but you don't have to not look at the minimap when there's no UAV. Another good indicator as well is your teammates. When they die, they leave like a little skull and crossbones kind of symbol on the map itself, and that's a very good indicator that there's enemies around. If someone gets shot and they're killed, you'll be able to see exactly where they died, and you kind of want to stay away from that area maybe, or just tactically move around and flank that area so you'll be able to get to where the enemy is. But those are 10 tips from me, guys. 10 tips to improve your KD in Black Ops 3. They are extremely important if you want to be a good player in this game, if you want to get the high score streaks, or if you just want to have maybe a less frustrating time. Use these tips, because I promise you, if you start to use these tips, you will see the results, and you will be getting those better score streaks, absolutely guaranteed. But that's it from me, guys. If you like these tips, please leave me a comment below as well. Let me know if you have any more tips as well, some of your own suggestions. Let me know in the comment section below as well. Also, if you like this video, please make sure you leave a like. It really helps me out. And make sure you subscribe as well if you already haven't, and you'll never miss another Call of Duty video from me. But that's it from me, guys. As I said, my name is BucklingOne. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.